Welcome to episode 2 of Free to Speak with Bobby and Paul. Once again, I'm Bobby, and this is Paul. We're bringing an American perspective and a Ugandan perspective to controversial topics. And last week, we kind of took a deep dive.
Yeah, we tried to explore wokeness, but of course, it wasn't as succinct as we wanted.
Yeah, but it's our first video. We're struggling
Yeah.
a little bit.
From our video, we assumed that people would know what wokeness is, so we sort of dived in direct, and we implied the definition rather than giving it. So maybe for the interest of the few people who probably want to follow but are not clearly understanding what wokeness is, then that's the first thing we shall do today. We shall try to explain and, retrospectively bring things into perspective for some people.
Basically, what it means to be woke, on paper, is to be aware of issues of social injustice and actively involved in addressing them and in confronting them. And Paul, we don't have any objections to that. We agree with that, right?
Yeah, essentially we pro wokeness in that, but if we are to follow the academic description of what it is, yeah, we are pro it, but then we felt we need to talk about what it has become, because there's what it has become and what it is. They are different things, and what it has become is what it shouldn't be. I'm good at giving examples. In Uganda, we have tribes, and there are tribes that are assumed to be, in a privileged position, and then others are being mistreated by the other tribes in power. But this is not now. It has always been. Even in 50 years ago, there was another tribe in power and people thought the same. So, but it's not the entire tribe which is the problem. So sometimes it's just a particular few people. This is what happens. We're having a small substrata of a particular group, and we're stereotyping everyone from that group, and we're judging them, and then we're attacking the wrong people. Because essentially the people who are actually having the power to oppress, you can't approach them. They're untouchable. Then in the end, you find yourself attacking innocents who have nothing to say in how things are moving. There might be a strong white person who is racist and all, but they're strong. You can't do anything about it apart from shouting, maybe on social media. But you'll find yourself mistreating another white man who is on the low end of things, and they're not subscribing to those things, but then you find yourself stereotyping them, and it's unfair for that person.
To give you an example, perhaps from my own life, my wife is Ugandan, and what's happening is that people are attacking her because she married a white man. And there's this idea, look at the history of what white people have done in Africa. Look at colonialism. Look at all of these injustices. And I acknowledge that these injustices have taken place. I acknowledge colonialism happened, and it was evil, and it was harmful to Africa, and it caused a lot of suffering and a lot of pain, and it created this legacy of hardship that exists to this day in much of Africa and in Uganda. But to come and attack us as an individual, we were attacked by one particular individual that was so bad that even TikTok caught it and flagged it as being unwanted harassment. And this guy's basically saying, because he's a white man, look at what these white people have done in Africa. He's using you. He's going to hurt you in the long run. He's going to harm you in the long run. Because that's what white people are. That's what white people do. And this is the kind of mentality that we are concerned about. When you start talking about things like white supremacy culture, the entire white culture is supremacist in nature. And so what we're talking about is the extremes within wokeness.
We're not saying that we don't acknowledge the injustice has happened, especially historically. There's been that injustice for a while, and it's not like it's not there now. So how do you approach a white man who is supporting the blacks? Is it fair for that man to be looked at as a racist just because of his skin color? Yeah, I also have a problem with calling them white because, my shirt is white as you can see, and Bob is not like this. So anyway, that's another thing. So what I'm saying is, we've come from so far, and there have been achievements done in in these waves of emancipation, in these waves of fighting for, rights and all, and we've achieved some things. But then to demonize someone based on a stereotype, it's unfair. The Western people came and colonized, and there was slave trade in Uganda, but well, it wasn't Bob. So why would I have to look at Bob differently because people in his past have done things to us?